Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. And we begin with tough Philadelphia Phillies fans showing their softer side to pull their slumping shortstop out of a rut. Two-time All-Star Trey Turner's had a tough season in the field and at bat, and fans have given him what for because of it. But when he stepped to the plate at Citizens Bank Park last Friday night, the notoriously hard-to-please crowd replaced its boos with a rousing standing ovation, a planned show of support that had been promoted on social media in the days leading up to the game. It worked. Trey went 1 for 4 with an RBI Friday and launched a 3-run homer on Saturday. His mom cried tears of joy, and Trey was so moved he bought a series of giant billboards across the city that read, "Thank you, Philly." Nothing says the work-from-home days are over, quite like Zoom telling its workers to return to the office. The company that made pajama meetings a possibility is now asking all of its employees to return to the office for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic began. Not 5 days a week, though, just 2 for starters, for any employees within 50 miles of a Zoom office. Hank the Tank is getting a one-way ticket out of Tahoe. The notoriously naughty bear had been linked through DNA to 21 different break-ins around the California lake before being caught red-pawed with 3 little cubs in tow. Hank, who's actually a female, was one of 4 hulking Hanks that caused significant property damage in the area. This particular Hank seemed to be the mastermind, though, and now she's headed to Colorado, where she'll be placed in a 33,000-acre wild animal sanctuary. Her cubs, who joined her for the break-ins, are headed to a different facility where animal experts hope they can get them to forget about the bad behaviors they learned from their mama and eventually return them to the wild. Researchers at the Lawrence Livermore Lab in California just bettered their own scientific breakthrough. For the second time in less than a year, they've gotten more energy out of a fusion reaction than they put in, and this time the test produced an even higher energy yield than the first. Fusion is the process that powers the sun and the stars. Since the 1930s, scientists have been trying to figure out how to recreate it and harness it because if nuclear fusion can be replicated on Earth on a big enough scale, it could provide virtually limitless, clean, safe, and affordable energy to meet the world's demand. Queen Bey saves the day. Beyoncé's concert at FedEx Field in Washington, D.C. Sunday night was delayed 2 hours due to lightning and heavy rain. And by the time it wrapped, public transit would have been closed if not for the songstress herself ponying up $100,000 to keep the trains running and all 98 stations open for an extra hour. Beyoncé hasn't addressed her Metro donation, but did share a bunch of photos from the rainy show on her Instagram. In today's KidNuz notes, tonight's Mega Millions game will be record-setting. Nobody's won the drawing since April 18th, pushing the jackpot to an estimated $1.55 billion, the biggest in mega history. The odds of winning all that loot? 1 in 302 million, which means ticket buyers are more likely to become president of the U.S., get hit by a falling meteorite, or win an Olympic gold medal. That's it for KidNuz. A reminder to our loyal listeners that we're a nonprofit and need and appreciate your donations. There's an easy link on our website, and teachers, sign-ups are open for shout-outs. Get your class on the list by visiting our Teachers Lounge at kidnuz.org. Now, today's quiz. Baseball fans from what team gave a standing ovation to a struggling player? The Philadelphia Phillies, to show support for Trey Turner. Which company is ending work from home? Zoom. Researchers at Lawrence Livermore Lab had a second successful test of what process? The energy creation known as fusion. What's the name of the brazen bear caught near Lake Tahoe? Hank the Tank. In today's Kid News Kicker, problems like Hank the Tank in the mountains of California aren't all that uncommon, but bear problems on a plane? Now that is a new one. Passengers traveling with Iraqi Airways from Dubai to Baghdad last Friday ended up stranded on the tarmac when one of two furry passengers busted out of his crate in the cargo hold just before takeoff. Video shows the rogue bear roaming freely in the belly of the plane, and the pilot apologizing to travelers for the delay. Wildlife officials eventually arrived, sedated the escapee, and removed him from the jet. No word yet on why the bears were on board or where they were headed. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.